need something forged?
Father bless.
Right, let's see if this actually at all. So this is definitely not gonna be a pushing build. This is just for fun. Oh god, and I got the vampire. The vampire level is the worst. But like I even get legs without playing ball lightning, like intended. Like a little strange because I do exactly the same then with Arc Lash and ball lightning. Kind of works, but I want to see if like the Bloodseekers will one-hit me. Because I'm missing like so much damage reduction. Okay, that's not good. Worked out. I was the blast wave damage. Get it. It was not me, it was the blast wave. I wonder if you even need the piercing Arc Lash. Well, I think I'm missing vampiric powers. I don't. There they are again. Stoppable snakes. Let's see what's gonna happen. But whereas the single one that's like the mana regeneration will not be great if you have like a single one left. But it actually worked. Like, it's just a tier 9, yeah, but it's like my first run, so that wasn't too terrible at all. That wasn't too terrible at all. I probably need less crackling. No, I don't think I need this. I don't need. This is just doing unstable currents and not gonna help me anyway, so I can back out. Maybe I can get rid of with 2. Dominance a little bit more. Good. Anyway, do another one. So we'll just do like a couple of tier 9s to just get a feeling for it. And I want to try the other stuff now, so I just tried the Telestorm with Haunt and Focus. I want to test the stuff of Liam Neeson. But I think this is going to be terrible. There's no way this is going to be any. This stuff is just so bad. Except for the Charge Bolt part, it's like just pure garbage. Let's see. But hey, at least it's not ball lightning, right? Let's check out the stuff. I don't like the spiders. Oh, yeah, that was the explosion, yeah. That's what you get for not playing low life. Just get one shot by random stuff. Anyway, I didn't like the spiders. I guess that's alright. So I don't think it makes sense to play Telestomp with this stuff, so maybe I see the benefit in playing this stuff in getting like another batch of damage reduction from chest armor. But we will see at the Bloodseekers the damage, if I can even reach them, would fall off like significantly. If I can even survive it. Yeah, they could have done better with lightning spells, but, you know, all the other spells aren't even playable. So lightning spells are already terrible, and all the other spells you can't even play because they don't do damage. You can play Frozen Orb, which is like the most iconic spell, maybe together with Blizzard. And Frozen Orb you literally can't play at all. Because you just can't aim with it and it won't do any damage. Actually can stay alive quite well with this. But yeah, this two-hander does less damage. Face it. Like missing 100% damage, like right there. Yeah, the charge bolts last longer and they hit more. But I feel like with the Telestorm, you don't really need that. Oh, I got out of mana. You know, it's hard to say if it's like better or not. The stupid thing about is that Charge Bolts actually is the only area of effect lightning spell. Like if you, like for lightning is, I guess technically an area of effect spell, but the area of effect is pretty small. So you have to augment it with an aspect, so it even makes sense. And if the ball lightning damage wouldn't be bugged as hell, then it would probably have way less area of effect than this Charge Bolt here. Whoa. I don't even know if it's good to go into a range fight. Probably. Yeah, that's... The staff is like, it just... The damage isn't there, that's the problem. That's the big issue with this stuff. Like, you have way less attack speed, which doesn't keep you alive with Undying. You have, like, way more cooldowns. You miss, like, so much. I don't think it's playable. I also tried like pure Ball Lightning after Arc Lash, but I didn't like it at all. Like the low life Ball Lightning meta, the cooldown reduction isn't that great. And there's many times where you can die. And I know there's a lot of videos like showcasing that it's like really great. But I think there's so many tries which went into making those perfect videos. I don't even want to know how many. I wonder if I should get the lightning spare stun here. That might actually help because I don't have direct stun other than my Telestorm. Yeah, I'm using X-Forts. Mainly for the cooldown reduction though. I don't think the damage is like really important in this kind of content. Mainly I'm playing it because I need the maximum amount of cooldown reduction because I want to spam my cooldowns to have enough barrier and conjuration mastery up. Because the one-shot mechanics. So I'm trying to run like a very high damage reduction in this build. I'm probably like somewhere at around like 200%. But it's still not enough to prevent you from being one-shot. So that's when I'm trying to have as much barrier up as possible to prevent being one-shotted. That's pretty much my primary objective, since I'm not playing low life. And that's mainly why I play X-Force. That's for the extra 10% cooldown reduction. But I think like the damage is not that bad. These shrines, like in the tier 9s, they do like so much damage. I wish the stuff, like, they changed the aspects from like the stuff was piercing and the new aspect is the attraction with 300% longer. I wish they would just revert that. That is like... The pierce is so much less important than the attraction. And the stuff is just too bad. The stats on it are like too bad. It's fine if you don't need the damage, but if you need the damage, like, it is really terrible. Just save my unstable currents for the Bloodseeker. Okay, that's what you get for being too ballsy. I really don't understand this damage reduction mechanics. I just gotta feel like resilience is some kind of a special damage reduction, which is making you like... I don't know. Maybe... for more damage. There's really not much more I can do. Damage reduction. Well, I'm not running like any defensives. Not running elixirs or like... way too expensive.
Such poor equipment. Let me help.
How bad tier 9. Yeah, the bosses are not an issue if you like running wand and focus in general. Because you have like unstable currents up all the time, and that's gonna usually regenerate enough mana. Just you gotta be more careful than with the Arc Lash build here. Cannot just like blindly pull all these mobs without having like a plan to stun them. So like the difference in like tier 10 is like a lot. I'd say a lot. But I imagine like if the charge bolts would actually do damage, this would be a fun build. That regular white mob just straight up took like half of my HP with one hit. Like barrier and HP. I wonder if you should play this without riment and actually definitely not stand in. Feels just like nonsense compared to Wall, I think. Oh, that was so... Activate unstable currents and then pick up a shrine. You come out of shrine without any cooldowns. And it's also very laggy. Hate these, like, these blood boils. They're like, I don't know, they have like some weird damage mitigation mechanic. They just always take like 10 seconds to kill, no matter like how much damage you do. Can't even kill like solo mobs. What happening? Definitely need more stun. It's back into blast wave. Okay, that's cheating. Why are they invisible? I don't even know what happens, but you cannot... it's just simply you cannot like fight Bloodseekers with sorcerers without low life. Like, just doesn't work. Yeah, there is no good like like good charge ball build is like, you know, the problem with AoZ is all builds are like technically good, they all don't do damage, and there's only one build which prevents you from being one-shot. Well, maybe there's two. Maybe you can do temerity build, but besides that, the only build which is preventing you from being one-shot is basically low life. And I don't enjoy playing that, so I might just get another chest piece here without... I might try without riment and get myself another like 60% damage reduction. See how I can do with that. Because I don't like playing builds where I can't stay alive without like doing crazy stuff. That is just like terrible game design. Ice armor, no. Probably I won't. But here, there. So now I'm not gonna have Telestomp anymore. This. I'm probably not even gonna need the armor node. Anyway, I'm just keeping that for. So now I should have pretty strong damage reduction actually. Like that's another 50% damage reduction right there. And some more barrier. So let's see if I can survive a tier 10. Yeah, in general, I don't really enjoy this content, so I just wanted to try this build because I think it's fun. Then I might make a build guide out of this, but then I'm probably gonna call at the end of the season. Like, there's literally nothing more I enjoy doing. Ah, now I don't have stun anymore. That's not going to work. Literally, there's like 0 damage because I don't have crowd control. Kill this guy. So I actually do force stun. Help me. The only thing I have is in lightning spare or convulsions. Not sure if that's even. Good thing if the mobs come to you, they're not stunned. This doesn't work at all. I only have stun in like during unstable currents. I have to try the convulsions. Maybe that's gonna work. This dungeon is busted anyway, so let's see. Why am I not doing any more damage? Ah, I don't have. I probably miss Vampiric powers. Always, because they just made this most stupid mechanic in the game that you have to. I don't. But the most stupid mechanic in the game, you have to put like random stuff on random gear to activate random abilities, which like I don't even know why you would do. This one works. Probably it's not gonna work actually. But like, I feel like now I have like enough damage reduction to stay alive, but I can't kill them anymore. Have to need frozen, so I could play Frostburns. But yeah, that is like an issue, and then you still get the random one shot, like even through like 200% damage reduction. That is like just so terrible. Stuff. Why would you get more X-Fault procs if you're using the stuff? You get significantly less X-Fault procs if you use the stuff. But like the stuff is like for range play, and I mean you can always go lower levels, but the damage without the arraignment is already like literally not existent anymore. So you would have to get a consistent way of stunning. The only consistent way of stunning you have is Lightning Spear. The problem is Lightning Spear stuns them before they get grouped up. So then you could potentially go for the Lightning Spear stun. Then you could use the stuff again, but then in the end, again, you're not gonna do any damage anymore. So that's like the whole issue with this build. Like, either you have to use the staff and don't do damage, or you don't use the staff and then you have to use raiment. But if you use raiment, you're much faster, but you won't be able to like stay alive because you need the damage reduction from your chest piece. So in the end, it's just like something which is not going to work. Like other like on like lower tiers. Like, obviously you can blast like lower tiers, but you probably can beat tier 10, but not gonna get much higher. Problem with the stuff is just like you miss 20% cooldown reduction. You miss a lot of lucky hit chance, and you miss like around 100% damage. And yeah, you get the piercing in return. The attraction in return, which makes up for some of the damage. And you also lose like so much attack speed. So I mean, it doesn't work without raiment at all. Like the mobs in this content have just way too much XP. They have way too much hit points, so you kind of need to group them. There's like really no way to play this without actually grouping them. Just need like 15 years to kill them. Yeah, that's like... So there has to be, like, you have to play Rainman, so there has to be, like, another way to get more damage reduction out of this. And that would probably be where you could play a defensive aspect on the amulet, maybe. Like, these are not even, like, They're not gonna die. I'm gonna take half an hour to kill them. And then you even run out of mana. So this stuff is just like... If the mobs have HP, you just cannot use like unique weapons like that. Just gonna take all your damage away. So yeah, you really can't play without Riment. Fuck. No chance. So how do you get like 50% extra damage reduction to stay alive? Where do I find that? Can I buy that somewhere? Let's see. It's gonna be... So... I think there's just no options. You're not gonna get any more damage reduction than this. The only damage reduction you could get is you could get damage reduction from burning on focus. And you could get damage amulet. That's like not really option. Then there's territorial. You could get territorial. And like swap conjurer for territorial damage. Dexterity. Fuck. That's not good. I control. I can't. The only thing you can do is like you can try Shatter with either Frozen Orb enchantment or with Frost Burns. The problem is I don't have any offensive aspects. I mean I could play it, but you need the unstable currents. That's really not gonna work. You can't even like you can play Shatter with the Arc Lash build and actually like works really, really nice. Unless you want to fight Bloodseekers. Yeah, but like it's not gonna do damage. Like you have Ice Blades here in this build for frost damage, and the problem with Blizzard is you can use all the like chill synergy, which in theory is very nice, but in reality like mobs are going to be unstoppable all the time, and it's not gonna work.
Wind favor you.
It's just too high for this build. Like you're not gonna get like any higher tier. It's just nonsense. This is... X-Force doesn't, like, the thing is, yeah, X-Force doesn't do damage. Like, if you put in damage number, it does, like, I don't know, 2% of the damage, maybe. It's just not... Like, it just falls off in higher tiers. It does okay, but in this kind... Like, the problem is if you're, like, forced to play, like, very, very defensive, it's all... Like, it's pretty all gonna be for nothing. That's what I'm not enjoying about this content. Like, look, if you take, like, you know, if you take, like, riment, you can do the damage because you can group the mobs and you can probably kill them. But you're gonna make yourself, like, basically you can get one shot. And that's, like, just stupid. Like, you need about 200% plus pure damage reduction to avoid being one shot. And you cannot reach it without Ola. Unless you do, like remove every single bit of damage from your, like, from your gear. Like, I would like to play this. Like, this would be a fun build if I could avoid being one-shotted. And if I want to farm, like, tier 10s, because I'm not going to get any higher. Or you could just put in more lightning enchant, obviously, and then I would do, like, 10 times the damage, but that's not the point. This build was, like, great for nightmare dungeons because the mobs don't have so much XP, so much HP. You can basically go through them, which is, like, I mean, that's, like, the primary building style. Like, if you have enough damage in a build, you can start building utility, and then you actually have a great build, which is fun to play. But if the damage of a build has to be, like, very, very high, and you cannot have any utility, then you end up with something like this. But I mean, I guess it's fine if you want to farm tier 9s. Which is actually, I don't think it's, like, that bad. I think a lot of people are farming tier 9s actually. Like, with the Rainman, the damage of the charged bolts is actually pretty good. Because they're gonna have true AoE and you're gonna hit every single mob. Maybe you should put the chess piece in for the Bloodseekers. Maybe that would be a smart idea. To swap to, like, a defensive chess piece when doing Bloodseekers. They're, like, so hard to group. Couldn't even. takes forever. Actually gives like 9k. Not so. So how do you get 50% damage reduction? If you already have all the burning damage reduction. It's like... interesting. I think if I put in the... if I take the chest armor, the defensive one for the Bloodseekers with me. I don't need riment for the Bloodseekers, it's not gonna change a lot. And then I would need stun for the Bloodseekers, which could probably just be lightning spares. They're going to get unstoppable anyway. Yeah. Try another tier 10. Swap on Bloodseeker.
Such poor equipment. Let me help.
Have on. That's like a terrible start. I might just die right here. This Waller's like... Did it just get hotspot or what? Me. Oh, it's exploding fat guys and snakes. And shooting spiders. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna go back to tier 9. This is like too much. Just accept the game design of Blizzard, not mine. Probably gonna start playing Path of Exile this weekend. There's really nothing in the season to like look forward to. If I had a barb, I might now. I wouldn't even push if I had a barb because I need to use exploits, which is nothing I'm gonna do. And even if I play the low life sword, like just gonna be Still gonna get one shot, and I just don't like that. Was nobody else like considering like switching to Pass of Exile until the new season starts? Even though if the lightning spear stun is beneficial, I think at this point it's maybe more like hurting me, because the mobs are gonna get unstoppable faster when I reach them. Eat this. So bad. Maybe I should try Conjuration Build. There's actually another... There's an aspect where when Conjuration... it's not an aspect, it's a... Live. Which makes enemies do like a little bit less damage when they hit by Conjuring. But I don't think that's gonna be any good. I wonder how good this does if you actually put in Ball Lightning enchant. Probably gonna like instantly tier 15 viable, except for the one-shots. Extremely stupid once again. These are like nuts. Yeah, I wanted to swap in the chest piece. That was my... Oh yeah. So what happened? Probably instantly just everything is gonna die. 1 second. And then we end up like every other build, just using ball lightning enchantment to do the damage. Then specking out the points of like charge bolt and move them into back into ball lightning. And then but you have just like exactly the same story again. Like stupid. Like, it's like exactly like that. Like, so stupid. I haven't even put any points into ball lightning. It just instantly kills everything. It's like so depressing. No, I'm not using it. It's like, it's okay without the Ice Blades enchantment, I guess. Not great, but it's okay. But yeah, ball lightning enchant is just way too strong. And I don't even need to use unstable currents and like everything like just dies. Yeah, he still dump you and do like much damage. Now I have a single waller left. Like, this is the worst nightmare can probably happen. Cannot stay up on mana. Up this way. But I don't like ball lightning enchant. I don't want to play it. Might as well play Frozen Orb. Then I would solve the crowd control problem. Then I could maybe play without Riment. I'm gonna try that. So I put this out, put that in. Back in Warfrost. Don't have any points for that. Meow. 400. So now I have the crowd control issue solved. I have Frozen Orb. Now I can. Now I still try to telestorm them, but I can't telestorm anymore. No, I use Firebolt enchantment. I don't want to play Ball Lightning enchantment. I mean, I can just do it, but I just want to try something different. Oh, that's like the wall of doom. Completely screwing me up there. It's like so hard without riment. Like these mobs just have too much HP and you can't group them. Would have to use Godslayer Crown. Yeah, there's like Chain Lightning enchantment is like way too costly. Like you need like one aspect and one enchantment slot that's like 100% damage loss just for like some mana restoration I don't even need. Like I don't have mana issues other than if I have to play like a singular Bloodseeker, which can also be avoided by just paying attention to what you play and not killing like 2 of them and have one at 100% HP. I mean, this is okay. The damage is like, it's not even half of this, what I had before. Because the stun is just too late. Like it takes too long to freeze them, and then I have my damage bonus kicks in when they are frozen. So really I don't have a way to consistently apply stun. It's just what it comes down to. Would have to use Shared Misery, I guess. Then it would be easy, probably. But Shared Misery is gonna cost me 25% damage reduction. With the chest damage reduction, I actually am doing alright. Except for I'm not doing any damage. It's like terrible. I would probably try Godslayer Crown, because I don't really need Shaco, because I'm not playing Ball Lightning. Wonder how good that plays. Yeah, it's not my issue that I'm... Well, if I want to... The problem is they are unstoppable, so the freezing is not the issue. I can definitely spec into Hoarfrost, but... It's just gonna be like... It's relatively weak for like 4 points. My problem is not the damage output, my problem is right now the grouping of the mobs. Because like Charge Bolt basically doesn't work like this. Like you either have to use the stuff, and the stuff is gonna make you lose like 100% damage at least. Or you have to group them, so you can AoE them down with Charge Bolts. Right now I cannot do any of those. Like as you can see, like most of the time Charge Bolts don't even hit. And you have to hit like the AoE is like small of Charge Bolts, so it doesn't even hit these two guys here. That's why you need to like group them. And if you want to group them, you have to play Riment. And if I play Riment, I don't have enough damage reduction to stay alive. So I don't know. It's like a super weird concept. But this doesn't like even remotely feel better like the Telestorm. But I guess it's just alright if you want to like farm lower tiers. You can just revert back to the Telestorm variant. Yeah, bro, boys. I still try to telestomp and group them, and now they're gonna telestomp me and kill me. It's like so hard without Riment. It's like, it's not even playable. Yeah, losing Shaco is actually not the problem. You just lose a little bit of damage, and Godslayer Crown gives damage itself. I don't think it's a big deal, actually. But like without, like it's, the mobs have too much HP to just play them without Raiment. Godslayer is only, what, like every 5 seconds or something like that? Every 12 seconds, like that's like really not that great. Right. Gonna be at another 20% damage reduction loss there. Oh wait, no, I don't. Okay, the 4 skills are actually gonna hurt me a lot. I'm not gonna be able to stay alive. No, I'm not even gonna try it. It's not gonna work. I think you just gotta accept that you need Raiment for any kind of build. Then you gotta accept there's no way to get more damage reduction. Only one, like, legendary power, which gives like another 12% from conjurations or something like that, but that's just like... I don't know, I just got like the feeling that resilience is not like regular damage reduction, that it's like a separate like damage reduction bucket, and that's why the low life builds work. Because I can play 200% damage reduction without low life and they're still gonna one-hit me. And they're gonna one-hit me through barrier and through like my entire life pool. If you play low life, they are not gonna even like one-hit you through your barrier. And this is just like, I don't think this is like working like regular damage reduction. Special damage. Could also try this. I guess they're all alright, but like they're like all worse than just simply putting Ball Lightning Enchant in, which is like the sad story. Because you don't even need to like think about like if you could just put like Ball Lightning Enchant in as mandatory in every build. Because it just makes you like do triple the damage. Depressing. I also have like a very small life pool in this, which is another huge disadvantage if you have to play Riment. Maybe I should swap like one of my rings. Maybe I should swap X Falls for life. Like, it's like just no comparison. Like, you cannot even play without Rainman. Like, it's... I don't even think it's debatable. The AoE potential is just like way too strong. Could just find a way to stay alive. I would have to stack like a lot of life, but still it's not gonna work. I mean, the normal mobs are not even an issue. Just the Bloodseekers, because they have like these super weird like one-shot mechanics. Like they have the Telestorm and whatever skills. It's another advantage of playing Rainment, because if you pull the Bloodseekers like towards you, they are not gonna do certain abilities. Well, I don't think X-Force is needed. It just gives you another 10% cooldown reduction, which is like generally good thing. It does decent damage if you like group the mobs. If you don't play Ball Lightning, you just have to take into account you don't have Ball Lightning. So you need to squeeze out like area of effect damage. So it actually doesn't do, it does do quite a good job in that. Not great though. Also forces you to use Firebolt enchant, which I actually don't really like at all. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Firebolt enchantment. But like, so they get like, they even stun like these shadow clones. No, they spawn the shadow clones where they're stunned and they just like stupidly one-shot you. Like it's just not fun. Like you just cannot stay alive. Yeah, static ball lightning is better than anything. Like you don't even need to talk about it. That's not the point. Like static ball lightning is the best even without a single skill point in it. But in any way, it doesn't even make a difference. Like I'm trying to make a build and it's not gonna work. Like I can't stop like right here because this is not going. Like I cannot stack any more damage reduction, and I'm going to be vulnerable to one-shot mechanics. So this is not a build I'm gonna play. So the only build which you can actually play as a sorceress is low life. And I don't personally enjoy playing low life because it like, I don't know, I don't really like it in general. But yeah, like I just don't find it any enjoyable being like vulnerable to one-shot mechanic. And it doesn't matter if I put static ball lightning. It doesn't matter what enchants I put in this. Probably I can put like flame shield enchantment because I'm gonna survive an additional. Like I'm gonna survive an additional one-shot. Probably the best enchantment you can get is like probably flame shield. And I wanted to try charge bolts enchantment. Actually. But still in the end, like I would need like another like 50 to 60% damage reduction to swap in for the Bloodseekers, and I don't even know where to get that from. I can probably switch to like a ring with like another defensive aspect on. Gonna be another 25%. I don't know if that's gonna be enough or not. But it's definitely like an option there. You mean the blood pool thing? How much does it actually give? Like 40% or something like that? It's just 30% damage reduction. Like and Incinerate doesn't do any damage. And I guess the pool despawns if you stop channeling, right? Oh. But well, but still, like you gotta use Incinerate, which doesn't do damage. Like you would have to like the burn is just 2 seconds, so you would have to like cast Incinerate like every 2 seconds for like a split second to just get like 25% less damage. I don't know. Yeah, but like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't think that's gonna be like you need like more than this. Like, I don't even think the 25% is gonna help you. Like, I don't even think like 50% is gonna help you, because I think these one-shot mechanics, they're just gonna kill you. And I think the low-life mechanic with the resilience is just like a bug or something like that. Because I actually stacked like 200% plus damage reduction, and I had like 17k life and full barrier, and Bloodseekers can still one-shot you. And there is just I don't know how it works. Like, sometimes they can get indefinitely stunned. Like, Bloodseekers can be stunned forever without ever going unstoppable. Sometimes it just works like that, and then you have an easy time killing them. But as soon as they attack and you don't have low life build, they're gonna one-shot you. Like, obviously it's dependent on their attributes, but that's why I wanted to try swap in more damage reduction here. And I want to try to put in like a ring with more damage reduction. What was that? Search one? This one, yeah, I guess. Is it? Yeah. So, what can you actually put on there? Oh, you can't even put it on a ring, so I would have to put it on the amulet. So, I don't even have another damage reduction aspect I could possibly use. I could use more armor, which I don't need. Well, I guess I could put Conceded on my amulet. And then... Isn't there another damage reduction aspect? There's no other damage reduction aspect, right? There's just like what's it called? Ever living. I don't think there's another damage reduction aspect I can use. Like that. Here. So either. There is none. So the maximum I could do, I could get like another, what is it, like 12% on my amulet, and that's not gonna do anything. Well, there's the one with Blizzard, but that won't help because Blizzard is not, well, actually it could help. But then I would have to gear swap on Bloodseekers, and like that's all like stuff which is like not really already get any more. Here you can get 2 more points in one here actually. That is pretty much it. Like, you can swap from overflowing energy to like verse mastery. But then you're not gonna have ultimate. You're not gonna have damage to kill the Bloodseekers. I guess in general it's like either you have to like play extremely careful against the Bloodseekers. Could like put this on. I don't even have an aspect for that. Could just put attack speed on there, which doesn't really help me. Really need resource. don't think it like worth it. Like I don't think Edge Master is gonna have enough uptime. I don't think it's like even good. The only thing it's like good is like giving you like a little bit more hit points. But also that's not gonna prevent you from being one hit. These are all garbage.
Wind favor you.
Wonder if I don't have enough armor, but I don't think I think I get killed by elemental stuff. I want to try the charge bolt enchantment actually. That might be cool. It works. I don't think it works. I heard it doesn't work at all. Just check my armor here. That's actually a little low. I have the... So... how is it called? I'm gonna try the armor elixir. But I don't think that's going to be the issue here. I think I sold them. No, there's the iron skin. Iron skin. Point into... Yeah, I could put... But I don't have any... I wonder if I even need this. I'm not playing it. Probably not gonna have... Like 1300, like no, 13,500 or
I can take gold.
like 800, somewhere around that. I don't even know. I just crafted tier 5 yesterday. The problem is if you can't face tank the Bloodseekers, then it's not gonna be fun. Like, of course you could just, like, split them, but, like, what's the point of farming, like, AoZ if you have to split the Bloodseekers to kill them? Like, that is not... That does not sound like a great thing to do. We're actually gonna try the Charge Bolt enchantment, and if that's actually doing anything. Then, yeah. Pretty sure it does nothing at all. don't think it does anything. Other than it seems to produce lag. Yeah, I get it. If there's chance on stun enemies and re-stun stunned enemies, that's something I'm going back to like frozen. I mean, Ball Lightning Enchant is going to be the best, period. But just for the fun of it, I'm playing Frozen Orb. Also have to spec into Warfrost. Also, Frozen Orb will allow me to swap my chest piece when fighting the Bloodseekers. Because then I can still apply crowd control with Frozen Orb enchantment. What's this guy doing? Also with Frozen Orb enchant you can go Frigid Breeze. Which I also don't know if Frigid Breeze actually works with Frozen Orb or not. Because this game you don't know if anything works unless you like spend a lot of time testing if it actually works, because you can't trust the tooltips. Don't get me wrong, like I guess this game can be great like when the expansion comes out. But I feel like right now it's just like, yeah, I'm still playing it, but I will probably stop. I mean, I will return to the beginning of every season and do my builds and stuff like that. But I don't see like anything like it's not worth like grinding, because it just gets like too frustrating. And even if they add leaderboards, like the game has like so many bugs, it's just gonna be like an exploit fest. Like it's not even gonna be about like, you know, doing the best build. It's gonna be exactly the same thing at this one. You're gonna have stupid one-shot mechanics, and whoever can exploit like the best get like a leaderboard. That's exactly what it's gonna be. I don't know if it's now the armor or if it's just luck. These Bloodseekers have no like, because they haven't like done any like stomp abilities. Ah, there you go. Because that's why you want to be in melee, because they don't do like these crazy jump and teleports on you, which are like doing crazy amounts of damage. But yeah, I cannot really do a lot of damage without riment, because I cannot group them. They always, like you see, they just... I don't even know who designed this. Like, why would they walk away from you? Like, what is this? Like, this is not supposed to be like that. They are supposed to be, like, coming for you and hit you. They are not supposed to, like, walk away from you like this guy. Like, that is just terrible design. Yeah, ice shot enchantments is always fun. The problem with this is, again, against the Bloodseekers, it's gonna be like literally like a wasted enchantment slot. Like within the run, it's great, but Bloodseekers, like, it's literally not gonna do anything. And also, what I don't like about ice shot enchant is that you need to like spend another aspect Like, you need to have the piercing cold aspect. Without it, doesn't do... Like, it doesn't do great. So it's more like in cold builds, it's like great. Because also all the cold builds are like based upon like... You know, they buff your cold damage. Like, all these passives, like, always just buff your cold damage. And now you have this point. You have one single Bloodseeker and I cannot, like, get the mana regeneration. And swap back to Riment though. I wonder what saved me here now. Oh. I have the mana regeneration on this orb. I mean, I don't even have points to spec into Hoarfrost. There's nothing I can really get rid of to do that. Unfortunately, no points. Well, I could probably. Doesn't really matter. I feel like I need these. This is like so depressing. Really need this one. What are you gonna do? Okay, try another 10. No, I'm gonna do another 9 and see if I can kill the Bloodseekers with Ring on first. Maybe I've just like slightly below armor cap, but that's still like it shouldn't like scale like this if you're like slightly below armor. I don't know, maybe I try Blizzard. I have seen there's like Blizzard clears with level, which cleared like level 13 or something like that. I don't know if it's fake Blizzards, which are just using Ball Lightnings. But, I mean, if you think about it, right? If they nerf Ball Lightning, this is probably gonna be the AoE build. Like, this, compared to Ball Lightning, does, like, the best amount of AoE damage, I would say. Maybe Blizzard does a little bit more. Not sure, but with Blizzard you can't really telestomp, I guess. Like, you could do it, but I don't think it's, like, it's probably pointless. Because if you telestomp with Blizzard, you're actually gonna weaken your ice spikes because they don't have infinite range. I mean, I think this like state of the build is something you could actually use to figure out the problem with the Bloodseekers. What it actually is. Maybe it was armor, I don't know. It shouldn't be like this. Alright if you want to farm like tier 9s to build. It's fun. You don't need expensive gear like for lightning builds. Actually could probably get Frozen Orb. I don't even know if it's like worse buffing Frozen Orb. Might be. But you just need like so many skill points for this hybrid build that you just cannot get all the synergies. No, you don't need 14.5k for tier 100. Tier 100 cap was like 13 point something. You need roughly 10k armor unbuffed at the regular disobedience aspect to get to armor cap. And yeah, this is like obviously a little bit higher, but it's only 2 levels. Like, you know, nobody knows how it scales anyway. But maybe the scaling is already is also different because, you know, it's like not a confirmed formula. It's just like an assumption formula. Wow. I'm gonna wait. Oh wow. What the hell was that? Yeah, I mean, like tier 100 doesn't really matter. Like there's just like very, very little mechanics which can one-shot you in tier 100. Like elite corpse bow can one-shot you. Those red ghosts can one-shot you if you like really don't pay attention. But regular mobs in tier 100 cannot one-shot you. And also like regular mobs in this one here usually do not one-shot you. Just the Bloodseeker, random abilities which nobody knows how they work. Like for example the teleport attack like is like extremely overpowered from the Bloodseekers. I don't know, they just have to fix one-shot mechanics. They have to get to like a scaling like every other game does. Like you know, make them do a lot of damage, but don't make it a one-shot. Make the mob scale, for example, give them a high attack speed and a high damage output so that you just can sustain the damage if you don't have enough survivability, but don't make it a one-shot. Like, that is just, like, it's not an enjoyable game mechanic. There's no benefit. It's just making the game, like, unenjoyable. Yeah, you're comparing like something completely different with the problem I'm talking about here. Because my problem will be like the mobs will be unstoppable and they have too much HP and they one-shot you. It's like, you know, if you can telestomp a mob and he never gets out of stun, then obviously you can build like complete glass cannon. But it's just like this content is just like different. This content is like, you know, it's not gonna be an issue. Like you're gonna get through this. This is like a regular nightmare dungeon, right? You just need to like build a little bit of survivability, but in general you're not gonna have any issues. Doesn't even matter which tier. Like you can get, like even if you do like tier 15 and above, like the damage of the regular mobs doesn't really matter at all. And then comes the Bloodseekers and they just have random one-shot mechanics. So if you don't build defensive enough, they one-shot you. Yeah, I think tier 5 or tier 6 is pretty much the equivalent to like a tier 100. I don't know exactly what they said. Like maybe it was like tier 5 is equivalent to a tier 100 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But I think the Bloodseekers can still one-shot you in like a tier 5 or tier 6 if you're like unlucky. Right, this time I'm gonna go far, far away. I'm trying it with Riment, but I need to have unstable currents when I arrive there. Let's go. There you see, like that's... I mean, you hear the sound. It's like a dagger sound. And that just one-shots you. It didn't have anything to do with the poison I was standing in before. Like, they just have, like, certain abilities which seem to ignore, like, all armor or whatever. Like, I don't even know. Probably, like, something which is, like, ignoring armor. That's why I think I don't, like, yeah, I think damage reduction does matter to mitigate those. But yeah, you would probably have to, like, you know, use Flame Shield, run away. Or, like, separate them. No, it was not the poison pool. I was standing in the poison pool for, like, 4 seconds. The poison pool brought me to, like, 70%. And then it was, like, it's, like, some kind of a dagger ability from the Rogue Bloodseekers. And it basically ignores armor. It some kind of ignores some kind of defenses. It's not a bug, it's just terrible game design. They basically just took like... No, I don't even know what ability is, but they just took like random abilities from like the player characters and then just put them to Bloodseekers. Without like scaling them or anything, they just used the abilities. And then you have like abilities which are like, you know, ignoring armor or doing whatever. And then, yeah, you have, like, this one build which works, which is, like, the low life. Because you reach, like... And I don't even think it's the damage reduction. I think it's, like, the resilience vampiric power. Which is some kind of... Probably bugged. And then, obviously, you have, like, other classes which have, like, no issues with that, but... Yeah, I have to try with the Riment, without the Riment again. Because there might be certain breakpoints which like basically allow you to stay alive. Yeah, it was basically the same, but there was nothing which was doing this high damage spikes in Season 1. So you wouldn't really know if it was just the damage reduction, because if you just stack 200% damage reduction, that might just have been it. But that's where I say, like, I can stack 200% damage reduction, and I actually did it, like my very first AoZ build. I was like doing very defensive because I was like expecting exactly this what happens. And I was like building, I built like 250% DR with chilled. And I still got one shot by the Bloodseekers, and that wasn't even a high level, it was like a level 5 or something like that. So I had like 250% damage reduction, I had like 17k life, I had really high life pool. I had like totally maxed armor, I had like 15 or 16k armor even. Like I really like built a complete build with just defenses, and I still got one-shotted by like a Bloodseeker level 5 or something. Which is, I guess, equivalent to like the Bloodseeker of level 7 or 8 now. So there's definitely something wrong with those. But yeah, I'm gonna try it like a little bit more, see if like... Like, I mean, that's like, if you look at this, like, I can just like tank, this is like hundreds, like, I don't know how many mobs this even is, like, like they have all like, you know, there's like arcane abilities hitting me, I'm standing like in the fire, I'm getting hit like everything basically, and they can't even break my barrier. So, there's gotta be something with those Bloodseeker abilities which just completely ignores like most of your defenses. And maybe then just like pure damage reduction stays, or maybe like just the damage reduction of the resilience stays, like who even knows. But that is like just something wrong with that. Or maybe you just need to do like aggressive gear swaps on Bloodseekers. Swapping this now again. Then whenever I try without the riment, I don't have the rogue one, which has this like this weird ass one-shot dagger. Like these caster types are usually okay, damage wise. But yeah, I can't sustain mana. Just not. Would probably have to swap in like Ball Lightning enchant or something like that. Not Ball Lightning. Chain Lightning enchant. Or you would have... Well, actually, probably could just go Prodigy's aspect instead of X-Force. Even though I don't really like doing that. But yeah, this is like depressing. Because I cannot stun them in this build right now. So they don't even get the damage bonus if I put Riment off. Like I cannot spawn enough Frozen Orb to freeze them. really not enjoyable. Like, have to find a solution for that. And then they teleport away again. This is like... I don't know why you would do that. Like, it's just... Why take the fun out of games by just making stupid mobs which teleport away from you? So yeah, probably have to swap enchantments for these with this build. Because you don't have really like any true mana return. You could probably just do teleport and ball lightning enchant. Call it a day. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna fix the mana issues like tomorrow. And see like what gear swaps are required to actually fight Bloodseekers. This is like actually crazy how much. Ah, because I have. So yeah, this is also like so bad that these armor stats are so mandatory. I don't know. They just did a terrible job of designing the Bloodseekers. Like the event is nice. Like actually, like I don't dislike the Abattoir. It plays nice, like the levels. The bosses should just not be there. You should just scale it to show how powerful your character is and how much damage output you can do. And then once you have the dungeon done, just don't put like these crazy bosses in there. Yeah, Prodigy is like, it's not like, it's more like something like it depends on the build. If I would play Ice Blades enchantment, for example, again, it wouldn't be an issue with the Bloodseekers. But I in general, I just don't like swapping abilities. Like, it's like so much work. Like, I in general, I don't really like to do that. If you play Ball Lightning Enchant, you have the Crackling Energy. That shouldn't be an issue with this build. But in general, like, this build doesn't work for, like, it's like not a good single target build, like, period. So if you really want to advance with this into single target, you would have to like come up with like either swap the enchantment, or swap like some kind of a gear piece. You could, well, you cannot really swap to T-balls because they're just gonna one-shot you again. Look, it seems like you need like 15k armor or something like that to be like comfortable, and then they even like do like crazy damage, and I'm just doing tier 9s here. And that's just stupid because if you play the low life, like it doesn't even matter. You can like tank the tier 16s, like it's just stupid. Oh, I put. Or lightning enchant mana hungry. Because you don't have chain lightning. So I didn't had any issues staying on, like I just played ball lightning like before this. I was just testing it. I had no issues with mana. Like it didn't feel like a huge issue to me. The problem I have is with the crackling energy, that there's like a cap on crackling energy on the ground, which like really weakens the crackling energy builds. Because you cannot just like have like 20 or like somewhere around like 20 crackling energy on the ground. And then if new ones spawn, the other ones are despawning, so you can't properly pick them up. That's like the point I don't like about the crackling energy mana regeneration. Also undocumented that they despawn, but they despawn. Yeah. Guess there's nothing else I can do this year. Yeah, it does. It just costs an X aspect, right? You should like in if you wanna like be like the absolute maximum of DPS, you cannot use a resource aspect because you're gonna lose like 20% or whatever it may be. That's the only issue I have with it. And usually it depends like how high the mana pool is. Usually you can stay. You have two aspects which regenerate resource on lucky hit. You can usually sustain. But on single target again, it's like gets a little bit harder, obviously. But the chain lightning enchant is like the easiest way, definitely, to do it. That's why I like the Arc Lash build, because it doesn't have any resource. And I don't think the Arc Lash build is so much worse than the pure ball lightning build. I mean, I don't know, like the tier 20 videos, like they all do snapshotting. I haven't seen like a video where they don't snapshot. They don't show it. Like nobody shows the video with like, taking all gear off and taking it on, because they all snapshot like every single aspect. And I think if I would snapshot every single aspect, I could probably beat like tier 19 with the Arc Lash build. No problem. I didn't even optimize it very well, like gear-wise. There was like still lots of room for improvement. And playing Shatter was crazy strong with the Arc Lash build, actually. Right, like you don't need any extra gear. Like you can pretty much use the same gear than Ball Lightning, but you need low life. That's just what it is. I mean, you technically don't need low life, but you're not gonna push any high tiers without low life. Yeah, but what would dodge help you like against one-shot mechanics? That's like doesn't make sense, right? Like if you dodge 10% of the one-shot mechanics, you're still gonna get one-shot 9 of 10 times. I don't even know if you can dodge them. Like this is also like an undocumented thing. Like, you know, can you dodge spells? I don't know. Like is dodge just for melee? Is it like does it work for ranged attack? It's just like all so undocumented. Like this game doesn't have any tooltips at all. That's like what is like I don't know. Huge problem if you ask me. Like if you're just casual gamer, like it doesn't matter at all. Like, you know, you just like put on random stuff and you go through the game and you're like happy. But if you want to like put like more time into like a game and you cannot trust the tooltips, and even if you trust the tooltips are most of the time wrong. You basically have to test every single ability if it really does what the tooltip says, and then half of the abilities don't do what the tooltip says. That's just like mind blowing. I don't know, usually it doesn't matter. Just like in general, you can use any board because all boards have exactly the same number of core stats. So you can pretty much just use any board and then, you know, most of the time you just remove some stats. Like if you want to play, if you, like let's say I wouldn't have the Tears of Blood in here, right? So I would have, I don't know, this is probably like, I would have like 12 extra nodes. Let's just make it 12. I don't know how many it is exactly, but it's probably like somewhere around 12 or maybe 14. I didn't count it, right? So you just take like random damage nodes out. Like if you, for example, would have this cluster here, you would just take this cluster out and just like fill a random board. Like just fill the board which you have the least effort. And then you're pretty much good to go. Like it's really not that important. Like the bonus on the glyph doesn't matter at all. Like it's just 50% bonus. It's like nuances. It is not really important at all. So really just fill out the board and take some damage nodes out. So that's really the best thing you can do. Like it really doesn't matter that much. And if you actually count it, you will see that every board has exactly the same number of core stats. I believe it's 154 core stats per board. And it's really exactly the same with every single board. And if you like level it to 50, which I highly doubt you're gonna do, then it actually matters. I think the static, I don't even know. I think the static search board is the best or the second best. Maybe like there's one which has like I believe 12 the next ring, and the other ones are like if you look at this one, this has 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6. No, this has 6, and this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This has 10, and I think there's one with 12. But that's just for like if you have like a level 50. Which I'm not gonna have. I'm not gonna farm this. But anyway, I'm gonna call this for now. I think the build is fun, but it's also depressing. So this is the last build I'm gonna do. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do some Path of Exile until the new season starts then, because there's really nothing I want to do in this season right now. Don't want to attend the leaderboards or anything. I would only do it if I had a way of not playing a one-shot character, but I don't want to level another character. I don't have time for that. Because you just gotta give this game the time to evolve. Just give it like a couple of more seasons. Give it the expansion. Then maybe maybe they get it right. Maybe not. Anyway, looking forward to next season. So that's it. Gonna call it now. Like, good night. Thanks for watching.